Yep.
What's good, Wagering World? It's your boy Five Star in Vegas, broadcasting live as always from beautiful Summerlin, Nevada, and it with my co-host, my guy, the only Sacramento Kings fan that I know. What's good, Spreader Stare? How are you today?
Oh man, I'm doing great. What a great weekend of NBA basketball we have after our night off yesterday. Definitely enjoyed the time to recharge. But ready to get back at it today.
Nice, nice. Hey, let's go and get to yesterday's news. It's time to toot our horn, man. We're guaranteed a winning week. Back on track. It'll be now the the uh the 14th week out of 15 that we've won. We start a new streak. We're gonna try to hit 14 again, man. Let's go over it a little bit. How did yesterday's news go, Spread?
Yeah, so we're talking about Wednesday night's NBA action. We had the Miami Heat, and if I didn't cover that, I would have been a bad beat because they were ahead between 10 and 15 the whole time. Felt like I was on the right side the whole time. Everything that we said before the game pretty much came true. DeAndre Jordan minutes put him in the hole. Harden's good. He's not, top five anymore.
Yeah.
Still like a top 20 player though, but just when he's out there without the rest of those guys not working, the dynamic between him and Maxey isn't working out that well. Tobias Harris regressed a little bit, and then this Miami team has so many different options on the way they can beat you. They're not just relying on one guy. So I can't wait to start talking about this one because this will be this is tonight. So yeah, we'll go into tonight. They're in Philadelphia. It's not going to be so easy, outside of the state of Florida. So, but that was a nice cash, and it felt good the whole way. Like I said, if I didn't cash it, it was a bad beat because going into the midway through the fourth, we were covering the whole time. So
Yeah. Hey, that game was just as you called it. Miami with the dominance, and as you know, I told you I liked the Heat first half. They covered that too. Got out to a fast start. Also, my clients, we hit under 7.5 points. Two on what's my guy's name that sits in the corner all the time? What's the defensive guy name for the Heat? I'm sorry, I had
PJ
a brain.
Tucker.
Yeah, PJ Tucker. I'm sorry. Apologies. I know PJ's name very well. I know him very well. I
Yeah,
apologize.
Rockets legend.
Yeah, I had a quick brain spasm. But anyway, we went under 7.5 on PJ Tucker. And it was a little nerve-wracking because he hit those 2 threes kind of early. So it was like, damn, don't get fouled or anything. You know what I'm saying? Because if we would have gotten free throws, he'd have went over to 8. DeAndre Jordan, he started the game pretty quick. He caught 2 impressive lobs. I didn't even think he could still get up like that to get the ball into the hole, but he did. No, but soon as the clock kept moving and got a little bit deeper in the game, you saw he was a liability to them. Another thing I want people to know, they need to stop letting social media and Twitter frame stuff. James Harden and Maxey don't have any problems with each other, man. Maxey got up and moved because Sam Cassell.
I don't think they do off the court. I think they cool. I don't think he's mad at him. I'm just saying they don't mix on court.
Oh, no. I know what you're saying. What I'm saying, this is for the viewers because it's a rumor going around on Twitter that like James Harden came down after the game. He sat down at first and he went to go sit by Maxey.
Everyone grabbed that. Barstool tweeted it.
And as if he just got up and left him and like he was tired of dealing with him and I'm over this guy, and it was nothing like that. If you see the extended video, you see the Sam Cassell called him to him to talk to him about the game. And, I'm sure give him some pointers on a couple of things that he might have missed or he could do better for the next game. So
I didn't realize that, but man, I don't take too much into it. But yeah, all you gotta do is clip the coach saying, "Hey, come here," out of it. Right. It's a lot worse, right?
Yeah, they kind of sliced it like they like to do to cause a little controversy on Twitter, and now the whole world is thinking that Maxey's beefing with Harden, and I don't think it's nothing like that at all. But as you say, the playing styles do differ. I had a spectacular Wednesday night. I had Maxey Kleber over 7.5. They wouldn't give him out. All my clients were fishing everywhere. I got clients across the country in all legal betting states, and they couldn't find the over 3-pointers for Kleber anywhere. It's like the books just have taken that off the board. Like it's too easy because all his points are mostly from the 3-point line.
Yeah.
So he got over the 7.5. And
they probably knew they weren't going to get even action. There's no way we can get anyone to bet the sender.
Right. And look, I actually already laid him for the next game, especially at home. He's 8.5 points now. They only gave him 1 point at home. I guess the books are just.
And since he only shoots threes, that's like a dead number almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You see, his key numbers are 3,
I
6, 9,
basically could
12.
take over 2.5 3-pointers. It's the same thing, you know. So that's why I
Yeah.
would wanted to put them together if I could, because it's basically the same bet. You know what I mean? Because you know he's only shooting threes. I think he got a layup last game, a putback or something,
Yeah.
but he got over
He
the
can get
number. And
fouled and
also,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, and also we had I gave out as a bonus pick Dallas +3 first half. As I told Spread, I kind of had a feel for that game. I knew the Suns would probably cover at the end like he thought, but I knew beginning of the game the Dallas was going to come out with a great game plan, show a lot of effort on defense, show a lot of pride, because I suggested that they might in the first half. So if you got in the first half money line, you ate. That was like a +180, and you did pretty well. But the second half was even sweeter with the -5.5 on the Suns, you know. So that game pretty much played out great for sports bettors. We were talking a little bit earlier about Luka. What's your thoughts on Luka?
Yeah, let's go straight into tonight. It was the perfect segue. The fact that you were able to cover the first half, and then I got the full game. Because remember, I told you I like Suns full game. I was Chalk City on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Luka had 50% usage in the first quarter. 50% usage. The guy's got great like basketball instinct, but he needs to work on his strategy. And you know what? This isn't new with NBA stars. Phil Jackson talks to Jordan about, hey, I need to get him to trust his teammates. He needs to feed these other guys early. He needs to get Brunson involved. He needs to get Dinwiddie involved. Everyone says Luka's got no help. Well, hey, if I'm homeless and you're trying to give me a hotel room and I refuse, do I really not have any help? Because these guys are out here. He just won't pass it to him. He wants to do everything by himself. He's completely worn out. He got himself exhausted. He's not Steph Curry. He's not Giannis. He's not one of these guys that's in fantastic shape doing basketball 24/7, right? I mean, he's not, counting his macros, doing cardio every day, right? So it's just unsustainable. I can't wait to see tonight to see if they switch the style or if it's just all Luka all the time again. I think that's a losing strategy. And for my pick tonight, I'm going to be on the Suns. And if that's the case, I want to see a ton of Luka in the first quarter. I want to see everyone that played daily fantasy going, Luka is going to break the slate. Great. That means I'm going to win my bet. What did you think about Luka, man? Because he got to get Dinwiddie and Brunson involved.
Yeah, he got to, man. He has to get them involved, because at the end of the day, no one can win it alone. Everyone, when it comes to playing basketball, has understand and seen over the years that Michael Jordan needed Pippen. The Magic Johnson and Kareem needed each other. You saw when after Kareem left, got a little bit more difficult to win championships. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has to have a Robin, and that's simple as that. And I don't understand. Luka is going down the same road as Harden, except he's not receiving the criticism that Harden is. Like Harden got roasted in the media. Kobe spoke all about it, about that you can't win any championships with that style of play. And I mean, I think it still holds true today. I thought that they got rid of that type of style of play when they hired Jason Kidd, because Jason Kidd, as you know, always was a team player, as a point guard himself. Luka plays exactly like Harden played when he was in Houston, where the assist numbers are high along with the points, but how effective are the assists? When are they coming? When it really comes down to these key moments in the game, is he making the right play? And a lot of times by the fourth quarter, he's gassed, just like Harden used to be, because too much usage during the game, all that pounding the rock 24/7, going to the goal, these step back long threes and all of this stuff. They have to play a different style. It seems like they went back more to the Rick Carlisle style that they were doing before. They looked a lot better, honestly, as a team when he wasn't there, But don't get me wrong. We know Luke is one of the top 10 players in the world, so you want to have him in your lineup. But the cohesiveness seems a lot better when he's not there, because he's just pounding the ball a little too long,
You said it on Wednesday, man. On Wednesday, you had the perfect one. John Morant fills out the score sheet, but it feels like his whole team's involved with that same scoring line. Luka feels like he was the only one who touched the ball on his 45, and he has 35 in game 2. But if you're getting hunted, if the other team's just saying, I want you every single play, I hope that opens your eyes to something. Hope you make some adjustments. Hope you're not cool with that, because the Phoenix Suns were cool with working against Luka. And of course, most of them went in, right? Get the win, cover the spread, easy win. But regardless, those were good shots, even if they didn't go in. He was giving up easy shots. And it goes back to our criticism last round of Donovan Mitchell. That's great that you're dropping 38 and 40, and all the daily fantasy players are going to love you, and all the Twitter highlight people that only watch for the cool moves and the and one style moves, right? The at the park style moves, they're going to love you. But when you're giving up so much on the other end, it's not going to help you win the game. So I'm on the Suns tonight, and I think you hit it on the head with that Harden analogy. And hey, I wonder why he's not getting the same criticism, but we won't really go into that, right?
Right. It's all about, I think that a lot of these writers, when they see Luka, they see a nephew or cousin or something. Maybe that's what it is,
And he's slow. I'm slow too. I want a slow guy to win. That's pretty cool.
Right.
I can't get by anyone when that's pretty cool, man.
I'll never understand the Harden hate early in his career when he was doing what he was doing in Houston, because besides LeBron at the time, when LeBron was in Cleveland, but he still had Kyrie. But I think that season Kyrie was injured a lot. Him and LeBron were pretty much the only guys in the league that were carrying the load the way that he was, and he was more efficient than LeBron at the time. They were winning more games in a tougher conference in the West and everything. He only lost to a four-headed monster that's going to go down as one of the best teams of all time. You're going against KD, the Splash Brothers, and Draymond Green, and you're trying to do it by yourself out there with like Capella and at that time like Beverly, and
they were going to win before Paul got hurt, and I was upset. You know how much money I had in Warriors futures? That Chris Paul injury. I hate to root for injuries, but boy, that was lucrative for me because
for you.
I was in shock. I'm like, they're not going to lose to the Rockets. This is easy money. I'm going to add to my position. I'm already great. I'm not going to hedge.
The Rockets were ready for him that year.
Yeah,
Rockets were the best team in the league that season. Yeah. Capella, CP3, and Harden playing together that year.
And Tucker was a big part of that team.
Yeah, well, the 3 times they were missing in the lineup a lot that year. Capella often was out, and sometimes CP3 was out a whole bunch. And
then they had Tucker and Gordon for their best 5, right?
Right. Yeah. But they had a stat, like I want to say they went like maybe 50-2 or something when they all played. All 3, Capella, CP3, and Harden played together that season. And the defense that team played was unbelievable. They kind of really brought about the new way that everyone plays defense with the switching, and staying small and more strong and stout and athletic, and on the switches and everything like that. Pardon me. And so the Rockets kind of switched the game with that, but no one gives Harden any credit for the stuff he does, and it's okay, And another thing is, you remember when we were growing up, how they used to praise Karl Malone, Michael Jordan, everybody for getting to the line. Like he stays, Tim Duncan, he stays at the free throw line. That was the favorite thing to announce. He's always, this guy's averaging 20. I know my guy, Hubie Brown, he loves talking about getting to the free throw line, but he never knocked hard. And he's one of the few did because he understands basketball. And he preached about how effective that it was. It stops the game, gives everybody a break, and you're still getting points. It's very effective on getting their best players in foul trouble and things like that. All of a sudden, it turned to a negative narrative that he was getting to the free throw line a lot. And it's just, it just is mind-boggling to me. But, people frame the way that we think by what they write. So, that unfortunately, a lot of people can't think outside of what they read. You got to sometimes involve a little common sense as well. Let's talk about the games that's coming up Saturday before we give out the ball and parlay, since those games are tonight.
Okay, yeah, I kind of spoiled mine already. But on Saturday, the afternoon matinee for us out here on the West Coast, it'll be 12:30. The Boston Celtics are catching 1.5 right now in Milwaukee, taking on the Bucks. Total 212.5, plus 102 on the money line there for the Celtics. I'm sticking with the Bucks.
Like the Bucks?
Yeah, I'm sticking with the Bucks. A great bounce back spot, and hey, we didn't want to overreact to game 1. We definitely don't want to overreact to game 2. I said it on Wednesday, even though I lost the bet, the shot quality was the same. Let's see if they get it done. As we all know, the role players, we should get more help from Connaughton, Allen. Wesley Matthews, right? Bobby Portis. Expect better contributions from them at home. Expect a little friendlier whistle as well. Don't think that Giannis will be as bothered by the contact. Let's see what they scheme up to counteract that. And maybe also the game could be called a little different. So I like the Bucks in that one.
Yeah, that's a very short line, and it went down from the 3. So it's a lot of Boston money coming in. People like what they saw with the matchup.
Good. Bring it coming. Keep it coming.
I definitely like one thing advantage that I think the Celtics are going to have as the series goes on, and I think they're going to have an advantage at the coaching spot. Now, this game, I wouldn't be surprised at all if Milwaukee wins. They're a great home team. Like you said, a great bounce back spot. But I think as the series goes, I'm starting to like the Celtics a little more and a little more and a little more after I watched a couple times the 2 games. I just saw it live at the time. And the first game, the Celtics actually had shots. They just didn't make them. They just were off that game. But they still were making things pretty difficult for Giannis. And Giannis is the key to what the Bucks are doing. And without that close of Chris Middleton in the 4th quarter, I think that the Celtics coaching staff is going to be able to figure out a way to make it real difficult on the Bucks in the 4th quarter to close these games. So I'll be very interested in that series, man. We got the 2 best series actually tomorrow, and then we also got Memphis traveling to Golden State. Yeah, these are the 2 best series in the league right now, both of these. And
why is this game minus 6.5 though?
I have no idea, but I'll be on the Grizzlies if it stays at that number. They're trying to say Dylan Brooks is worth 6.5.
I guess it correlates close to the same if the Warriors close at -2 on the road.
I'll say 2.5. That's what they're saying. He's probably worth 2.5.
He's not worth anything. He's not even that good.
Exactly. He's so streaky. He barely even is scoring. Sometimes he scores, sometimes he doesn't. They've been playing all year without him. They're not worried about him. He's not a key to anything that they're doing. He's nice to have, but he's just another body at the end of the day. He does usually take the best wing offensive player. He plays good defense on them, but the team as a whole plays good defense. So, I don't see him affecting the game. I think
I think the Warriors win straight up, though. Like I said it on the show before, I don't think the Warriors lose a chase. So we'll see if that goes. But boy, 6.5.
I think the Grizzlies still won. And if it might be this one since it's so high, because that's a plus 230 you got now with the number 2 seed in the league. That's been I
got plus 240 in my book.
Yeah, and they just won 3 games on the road in the previous series. Now, don't get me wrong. We know this is
Minnesota. Those were
but winning on the road is winning on the road. It's still
I'll give you that.
So,
one thing I like about Golden State though, neither Steph nor Clay shot well in game 2. Definitely expect them to get it going at home. So I guess that's why.
And I don't know if I think as they get older, I don't know if they can keep up their shot making as well as the series goes, because like Memphis is called the grind house. Mm-hmm. They're going to grind on you. That's one thing about these young kids. They also have a good coach that's going to be able to go tit for tat with Steve Kerr. So I know this series is going 7. I'm telling you, they're going to get one in Golden State. I don't know which one.
All right, we'll find out. Yeah, we'll be talking about this on Monday. Because even if Warriors get game 3, of course, I think they will. It's not like a shoe and they get game 4. So that'll be fun. Talk to me about this Heat game tonight. Let's go to tonight. That's a nice little preview for tomorrow. I guess I give out a bonus pick towards the end because the first game I like a lot more than the second. Yeah. Heat and Sixers, man. I don't want to take. So I already told you I like the Suns. I'm going to be on the Suns tonight. I don't want to take 2 road teams in game 3s down 2-0 though, right? But it feels
somebody got to win.
I don't know. Well, first of all, it looks like Embiid's going to play now. I mean, how do you go from
this morning when you told me that? As soon as you told me that, I went and bet him.
So what number did you get?
Plus 120.
What is it now?
Soon as you told me,
plus 102. So you got 18 cents off the move.
Yeah, when you told me that he was probably most likely going to play, I said, "Oh shit!"
He went from out to questionable. How are you out in the first place? You should be doubtful. Unbelievable.
Right.
I guess it's the concussion rules, and I guess they've been doing it all year, and probably just because, for whatever reason, I I don't notice during the regular season because I'm charting. I mean, the NBA regular season injury report this season was like War and Peace, reading it every day. So I can see why I miss something like that. But yeah. So what do you think with him back in there? Does that
I
you
lean
like
Sixers,
this?
man. I know it's hard to see it, but I lean Sixers. I know they got handled pretty easily.
They're going to get all the calls, though. Embiid's going to be back. If he's even 75, 80%, I think that's enough.
Yeah. Yeah. His presence will be enough. That also leads to my pick in the bottom parlay. I'm also giving out Maxey going over 22.5. You're giving out the Suns. Maxey is the key component to anything the Sixers do now. The books are still undervaluing him. Kind of reminds you about that, like that run Jalen Green had when we were catching these 22s and 24s, and the kid was going for 30 every night. Maxey is their second option. Like Harden doesn't even want to shoot anymore. And I think people are knocking him for it. I think it's smart. If he knows he's not hitting like he used to be, why waste a possession by hurling up a step back three that I know is not going in? I don't my shot's not right. I don't know if Harden is getting old or if he's just injured. I think he might have an injury that he's not talking about too, because he's not moving anything like himself. But also a great point that a guy made on Twitter, I had to retweet it, and it made me think about it. Do you remember when CP3 got injured in Houston and we lost to the Warriors, and the following year he was injured the whole season? That's why Harden ended up kind of running him out of town for Westbrook, a horrible move that really changed the whole framework of the Houston Rockets franchise. Do you remember? We thought CP3 was washed at the time, but he went and changed his diet. He ate some humble pie by getting traded to OKC, and it was a test because he could have easily walked away from it at OKC and just walked away and been like, I'm through with this, man. I'm retiring. I'm going to be a Hall of Famer. Instead, he went and looked in the mirror and checked himself, and he likes money. Chris Paul loves money. So he went and looked in the mirror. Like, man, am I going to really give up making this $30 million a year for my family's legacy just because I'm lazy and want to eat, a little bit of the wrong things? And he kind of got his diet together, got back in the gym, and now we're seeing a new page again. And now at 37, he's one of the best players in the league again. And the guy was saying, hey, Harden can do the same thing if the motivation's there. That's the key. Is the motivation going to be there? But something's definitely off with him right now. I've watched too many of this guy's games. Like, from Houston, I probably watched at least 500 of his games. And he's not himself right now, man. He's not himself at all. He doesn't look like himself, but he still has the IQ to get to the line every now and then. But most of all, to set up his teammates with plays, and Maxey benefits from that a lot. They say he don't like really playing with him, but his numbers have went out the roof since Harden came there. He was not affecting the game as much when he was having to play point guard. He's much better off the ball, and them running plays for him where he's getting some screens and able to turn the corner with all that speed and athleticism he has. So I'll be going with Maxey over 22.5. As you guys know, props is the most solid NBA thing that I do. I decides, man, it's always a bunch of politics involved and it's slippery. So I'm pretty strong about this Maxey over 22.5. Well, what about your son's pick spread?
Yeah, I mean, I already said it before, but the idea with if Luka's going to try and just win the game by himself, makes him too vulnerable on the defensive end. You think a smart team like Chris Paul and Devin Booker and the Suns aren't going to take advantage of that? I mean, Paul was calling for him every single time right after he crossed half court. He said, let me work against him. And he got, it's felt like, I don't know what the exact numbers were, but it felt like he was like 6 of 7 or 7 of 8. It seemed like he only missed like one shot,
Yeah.
As soon as you gave him space, it was just through the bottom of the net, not even touching the rim. So I just think it could be a tactical advantage. And like, what adjustments do you make? Like I said, like this guy's not Steph. It's not like you start running Luka off ball. So I don't know if he's going to cede to Jalen Brunson. I don't know. Some of those things that make us great are also, things that can be negatives.
I didn't like his interview at all when they asked him about Jalen Brunson. I didn't like. No. I'm very good at reading people's body language, even if they're trying to put on the fluff. I didn't like his body language at all about Jalen Brunson. It's almost like he was like, "How dare you even try to act like this guy? This is my team." So I'm sure he'll be getting rid of him this off season. I'm sure he'll be,
If
making
I'm
sure.
Brunson, I want to get out of there too. That's not enough
Yeah,
usage. I'm
Brunson
better than to
does.
stand in
And
the
his
corner.
dad, believe me, his dad is an NBA vet, been a part of his career his whole life. I'm sure his dad is like, hey man, you're leaving. You're out of there.
Yeah,
Like
Jalen Brunson, you're not PJ Tucker, bro. Like you got more to offer than just standing in the corner.
Oh man, I wish so bad that Raphael Stone and the Rocks to reach out and grab him. Man, I feel like
he don't fit your timeline though.
Well,
you guys already got the guards.
The reason, no, but we don't have a point. KPJ is a terrible point.
You don't want to just run Jalen as the point?
I want Jalen needs to be our point because the reason
Jalen Green
Jalen Green needs to be off the ball. That's a waste of energy, waste of time. Let's keep his energy. He needs to stay. He's his comp is Eddie Jones, Kobe, so he needs to stay on the wing, man. He's an electric player on the wing. Don't get me wrong, they can still run some plays where they get him the ball at the top. He doesn't need to be worried about bringing the ball down, and he doesn't have the IQ, the basketball IQ yet, to even run the team and make sure in good positions. And either does KPJ. That's why I really like to see Brunson, because Brunson has a real high IQ, man. He knows how to really just see what a defense has going on and to break it down and to get you an easy shot. And the Rockets are needing that because they have, that KPJ was the best catch and shoot 3-point shooter last year. A lot of people don't even know that. So why would you leave him on the ball? You know what I mean? He's the best catch and shoot person in the league from the line, behind the line. He's not in a good position to do that at the point guard, especially with the Rockets not having a big guy to dump it down to where he can catch kickouts, So go on and leave him on the wing, man, and let him concentrate his athleticism on defense and shooting threes, and he can get his plays in transition, for his other points. It's easy. He doesn't have to pound the rock and bring it up. That's just my opinion on that. But on that Suns and Dallas game tonight, did you see the way that Booker and CP3 they think Luka's overrated. They think he's a overrated ball hog. And that's another. Once again,
because Booker's a guy who could put up those numbers if he just did that.
They're sitting at the interview. They asked about Luka. They looking at each other, making little smirks, because they know, like, hey man, this dude's overrated, a little bit. He's good, don't get me wrong, but he's not all that. So we'll see, man. Interesting game tonight. I know Dallas has a pretty good home court advantage, but the Suns, man, they're one of the best teams
road team in the league.
I think they're the best team on the road, right? They enjoy coming in your house. Booker loves to come in there and talk noise to your fans and shut them up. He loves doing that. So spreads rolling with the Suns. I'm going with Maxey over 22.5. He's the only person on that Sixers team until I see him be back from injury that I can trust. Maxey, for them to win, for them to keep this game close, he has to play his best game. With Harden there and Embiid, even though Harden isn't what he used to be, they have to respect him. So you can't make your game plan to say, oh, we're going to take out Max and leave Harden one-on-one, So therefore, he's going to still get his points. I also threw a bonus out there for you guys. First half Generals, I also like them for the game -10. The New Jersey Generals are coming into their own. They're the first team that's really getting where you're starting to see like a ID, like you're kind of knowing what they are and who they are, and they're a running team. But they have a great dual quarterback, DeAndre Johnson, who actually went to Texas Southern in Houston. This kid can play, man. He can throw the ball. He makes good decisions. Most of all, he's fast as hell. So when he sticks it in the gut to these electric running backs they're very deep at the running back position. They have a kid out of they used to play for Texas that's extremely fast, and then they have another guy who's a pounder, Vider. So I really like what the New Jersey Generals are doing. They've finally found out who they are, and they're the first team, I think, in the league to do that. Philadelphia had with their passing game, but with Brian Scott, their quarterback, going down, now they're kind of searching for an identity again, and their defense isn't good at all. New Jersey has a solid defense. They're playing the Pittsburgh Maulers. They're one of our favorite faves because their coach is the one that kicked the guy off the team for ordering a pizza instead of a salad. And so, like I said, I don't know how his locker room respond, and they're just not talented enough, man. I see the Generals at least being able to score a few touchdowns in the first half from them, and that should be more than enough to cover that first half -5.5. So that'll be the bonus. We're already locked in. We already have a winning week. It's no way we can lose. We're up for the week now. It's went to the record now is 5-2. So it's going to be another winning week. Anything for the people spread before we get out of here?
Not much. I'm just excited for an exciting weekend of NBA basketball, and I can't wait to see, about this Dallas series. And of course, we disagree about Memphis and Golden State, so we'll talk about that on Monday.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that soon. I think Memphis gets one sooner or later. I don't know if it's this game or the next one. Wouldn't be surprised if it might be this one because no Dylan Brooks. It seems like the Brooks like to cook people.
He's not even good anymore. It doesn't even change their team. He's not in their best 5 lineup.
So we'll see. Hey guys, best of luck to you all this week. We'll catch you guys on Monday.